It is a subject we hate to talk about, but we must. The numbers of infants who die in their sleep is staggering. That's why there's a campaign to eliminate this needless tragedy. Here to explain more are Kate Smith and Lisa Colin. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
This is tough to talk about, but when you hear about the numbers, when you hear about the cases repeatedly, it is heartbreaking. So tell us more about this campaign.
The Prevent Needless Deaths campaign was developed to be a 5-minute educational tool for parents and caregivers of children under 6 years old to completely eliminate the top 3 leading causes of death in the Tampa Bay region. The top 3 leading causes of death in Tampa Bay are drowning, abusive head trauma, or otherwise more commonly known as shaken baby syndrome, and unsafe sleep practices.
Unsafe sleep practices, though, which is what we're getting ready to talk about this morning. The numbers, again, are staggering. Talk about just the comparison with drowning. I mean,
yes,
these are huge numbers.
There's a pretty staggering statistic. In the past 5 years in the Tampa Bay region alone, we've lost nearly 200 children under the age of 6 in these 3 100% preventable deaths. And out of those 200 deaths, 139 were infants under the age of 1 who died due to unsafe sleep practices.
So Lisa, this is where I want you to kind of step in, and I know this is a passion of yours, and we could talk for the entire hour on this. What is it about what parents are doing and families are doing? And we know, we understand the parents who are tired. Those nights can be long. What is it that you want parents to understand when it comes to unsafe sleep?
And we are all parents. I'm glad you said that. So we really empathize with those that are looking for a good night's sleep. What we really want new parents to understand, and I know it feels like a long phase, but this is a short phase in an infant's life. We know that babies need sleep, but maybe not as deep of a sleep as we do. So we tend to project our sleep needs onto babies. And we really want to emphasize to parents that during this time period, the unsafe sleep environments that are really causing most of the deaths that we just mentioned really are due to co-sleeping, where you have your infant in bed with another person. Primarily adults is what we see, where mom falls asleep, brings baby back to bed. It just seems easier, it seems more comfortable, it seems like the baby sleeps better. Or too many covers, blankets, pillows around their face, which causes them to rebreathe carbon dioxide while they're sleeping. And that can happen whether they're in another bed or in their crib with too many things in their crib. So what we really promote is the safe sleep environment, which is alone on their back in their own crib with nothing in there. It looks a little sterile. It doesn't look like those magazine ads we see, but that is the safest environment for a baby.
And what age are we talking about? How long should that be the best sleep that they get?
I'm glad you asked that. We're really talking about 1-year-old and under.
Okay.
We do know, and we hear all of the resistance to the back to sleep because babies, you know, we have other generations that put the babies on their bellies to sleep. And we know they have a deeper sleep on their bellies, but that's not always the goal with a really young infant, which is very hard to tell a parent that wants a good night's sleep. There may be some protective factors when babies are restless on their back, but we want them on their back. You should always put them to sleep on their back. When they're about 4 or 5 months old, they'll start to roll over on their own.
Before a year, they're gonna move.
And you're good.
Yeah.
Then you're out of the woods. If you wake up and they've rolled themselves over, then you know they're strong enough to get themselves out of an unsafe sleep situation. But you should always, as a practice, lay them down on their back. And I also want to mention your caregivers should also be on board with this as well. So if mom and dad are on board doing the back to sleep, you want to make sure whoever you're leaving the baby with is also doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. Well, as we kind of wrap up here, what is the main message that you want parents to know? And again, we know this too shall pass. I love that you said that. It won't be like this forever.
Really, that our #1 issue with babies is that we know our parents love them. And we know everybody in the house needs a good night's sleep. And we know that they're doing the best for their baby. We don't want to see that love projected into a dangerous situation. Hang in there, follow the safety rules, and make sure everybody around you that's taking care of the baby does the same.
Well, thank you both ladies for everything that you and your team are doing, continuing to do in the Bay Area. I know we're going to have you back a little bit later as well, but we really appreciate it. And if anyone has any questions, if you don't know, ask, right? Call up the team. So there's their website there. They're on social media as well. And again, thank you for all you're doing here in the Bay Area.
Thank you.
Thank you.